Hey everybody, it's me, Zach. This is Potato, and welcome back to our channel. Hey everybody, it's me, Zach. Hi, how are you doing? I just want to say to begin with that I'm going to put some timestamps in case you want to skip around, because I have like a short little anecdote about myself to provide, which I know some people don't give a shit, and that is completely fair. And then I also want to talk a little bit about Pestogate. I don't even know if that's really what we're calling it, but I guess we could talk about Pestogate for a second. And then obviously we're gonna react to Amberlynn'S latest YouTube video. So the timestamps will help you figure out which part of this video you need to see the most. So the thing about me, real quick, okay, the thing about me is that I guess I really mostly just want to let you know, I feel like maybe some of you might have expected a 1,000 Pound Sisters recap video today because the new season did just premiere last night, and I want to let you all know it is coming, probably tomorrow, but I don't want to make any promises. But this morning I had a medical appointment, a health-related appointment, downtown, and it was at 7:45 in the morning, which means to get downtown, I was up at 6:30 this morning, which means that I was just a very tired girly, and I'm not a morning person, so when I got home, I literally slept for an hour or two, and in general, I'm just not functioning, firing at all cylinders in the same way as I probably normally would if I got a normal night of sleep. And if you didn't know, my process when it comes to recapping the 1,000 Pound Sisters is a bit different than reacting to an Amberlynn Reid video. Because in an Amberlynn Reid video, I can just sit down and watch it straight through, and then I'll cut out the parts that are interesting or boring in editing. But when I cover a 1,000 Pound Sisters episode, I typically watch the video, take notes, take timestamps of clips I might want to use in my video, and formulate my thoughts before I sit down to film the video. And so my Amberlynn Reid attention span just can't handle doing that today. I just can't handle sitting down, watching the episode, taking notes, writing out a script, writing out an outline, and doing all of that today. So we're just gonna watch Amberlynn today, and I hope that's okay, and you'll come back tomorrow, or whenever I do, post the 1,000 Pound Sisters recap. With that out of the way though, let's talk about Pestogate. And Pestogate, if you don't know, is in reference to Amberlynn saying, well, so it started, let's back up, let's rewind a little bit, okay? It started with Miss Ma'am showing a clip of Twinkie, okay, showing a clip of Twinkie, and Twinkie had green all over her face, okay? And in that video, she said she didn't know what was going on, what Twinkie had gotten into, didn't give any kind of follow-up, purposely, in my opinion, left it unanswered so that people would get a little bit worked up about it, and then she could come back and respond in the next video and respond to people's comments, concerns, whoever, whatever. And I don't know if that's her trying to farm some content engagement or something like that, but that's kind of my belief around it, because she clearly, as we're gonna see here, she clearly knew at the time of filming what happened to Twinkie and just didn't say anything until people are sitting and speculating about what happened to Twinkie. It's as if she knows that her abilities as a pet parent are something that's often questioned on the internet, and thus knew that people would start feeling some type of way about it. Now what's interesting is that I feel like I gave a very balanced and reasonable reaction to that moment, which was just that I didn't understand why she didn't know what Twinkie got into, and pending whatever it was that Twinkie did get into, that might impact what the follow-up needed to look like. And I will say, on my initial reaction to it, so many people, and this is important to remember because the story is gonna change after Amberlynn officially says that it was the pesto, but on my original reaction, so many people were like, I think it's probably the pesto. It was probably the pesto she had earlier in the video. It was probably the pesto. I got so many comments that speculated that that was the issue. In defense of Amberlynn, I have to say that, like, you know, the goalpost is always moving for her. Like, love her or hate her, I'm just gonna say, like, this is a perfect example of the goalpost moving for Amberlynn, because originally people wanted to be like, it was the pesto, and then even then, once she, like, came out and said it was pesto, then people were like, oh, well, like, did you take Twinkie to the vet? Did you take Twinkie to the vet? Pesto could be really bad for dogs, which is funny because I got comments that said it was unreasonable for me to say that she might need to take the dog to the vet. I didn't even tell her that she needed to take the dog to the vet. I simply said, like, it could be the case, depending on what Twinkie got into, that she needed to take the dog to the vet. So even Amberlynn coming forward and saying, like, hey, it was pesto. I showed you in the previous video that I reacted to, the one I just posted yesterday, I showed you that she responded on Instagram saying that she did contact her vet, saying that, you know, there was no side effects from eating the pesto or getting into the pesto, that Twinkie had normal bowel movements, was acting normal. Which, interestingly enough, I had a few comments, not a lot, or at least not a lot that I saw. I had a few comments saying that it was unreasonable that I just, like, believed Amberlynn, and especially considering, like, Amberlynn's previous history with, like, bad pet parenting choices. I just have to tell you, if you're newer to my channel, I don't know if I've said this in a while, but I typically, generally, tend to just trust whatever Amberlynn puts on her videos or into her videos and onto the internet. And that's not because I don't think that she hasn't lied in the past, but, like, usually if she's lying, there's stuff that comes out to support it. And then specifically when it comes to the questionable things she's done as a pet parent, those have been things that she herself has, like, put onto the internet. I was reacting to Amberlynn actively back when she was so worried about Twinkie being in pain and things like that, and chose to go to the, what was it, Chili's, Red Lobster, Applebee's, I can't remember what restaurant it was, but when she chose to leave Twinkie at home and just go to the restaurant instead and claim that there were no emergency vets available. And Amberlynn provided all of that on her own, okay? It's not like she was caught in a lie about that. I think she might have been caught in a lie about there being no vets available to look at Twinkie, but outside of that, she put out there that she left Twinkie in pain at home while she went to go feed herself at whatever generic restaurant she went to, okay? So that's generally why I'm like, half the time the most crazy things that Amberlynn does are things that she does in fact put out herself onto the internet. Anyways, all that being said, I think there's some stuff that happens in the video we're about to watch that have made people follow up on Pestogate, because I think, just from context, so I guess what might be helpful for you to know is that I do follow Amberlynn on Instagram, and I'm currently not blocked, and so I do see that she's doing these daily Q&As. And she was responding yesterday in particular, before I got a chance to watch this video, obviously, to a lot of people asking about Pestogate related things. So let me just go through all of these things, okay? Let me just give you an overview of what were some questions Amberlynn answered and things like that. So the first one, it was not pesto on Twink's face, it's around her eyes, it's not even the color of pesto. And Amberlynn said it was pesto, it was all over her dog bed too. Another person said, we know damn well that Twinkie didn't get into that pesto, it was marker around her eyes. And she said, I don't have any markers in my apartment. That was straight up pesto on her face. Get over it. Another person said, you're a sick freak who puts makeup on a dog. And she said, what? I'm hoping nobody does. And I guess the reason I think maybe some of this stuff comes up in the video is because I think I saw on Twitter, or maybe it was in these Instagram, I didn't reread these messages before we started filming today. Again, the attention span's not there today, but I think I saw somewhere that in this new video, there is like a green eyeliner, green makeup, something or another, and that's what has led some people to thinking that is what was on Twinkie's store. Another person said, crazy how your mom suddenly finds bright green eyeliner at the same Twinkie was green. That sentence wasn't constructed in the most sense-making kind of way, just like the one I just said wasn't. But her response was, "Here is when I told my mom about the pesto. It's literally pesto. When this brand of pesto is out for a while, it turns bright green. Literally test it yourself. The brand is great value. It's in the frozen section of the Walmart." And you can see here a conversation she's having with her mom. She sent a photo of Twinkie Store. I think that was the photo that was in the original video. And said, "Look what I came home to. Her face is green." And then her mom says, "From what?" And she says, "Pesto." And her mom says, "LOL." And she says, "I gave her a face bath, LOL." Which, I don't know how this proves, to be honest with you, that this happened before. I don't know, like, how this could have maybe potentially happened before, some kind of eyeliner or something situation type of deal. But what I will say is that it's clear from this text message, if nothing else, that Amberlynn did know in the moment, or at least that's how it reads to me, that Amberlynn knew immediately what it was that caused the green around Twinkie's face, which I do think makes her original video so disingenuous and inauthentic. And this is what I mean by Amberlynn tells on herself, okay? Amberlynn tells on herself because she clearly knew from the get-go what the problem was if she was sending a photo to her mom and telling her immediately that it was pesto, because in that video, Amberlynn was like, "I don't know what it could have been." Girl, please be fucking serious. And that was my point for the folks who thought I was overreacting. That was my point, is that it just didn't make sense that she didn't know what the problem was. Another person said, "Why are people acting like their dog never gets into stuff?" She said, "I have no idea, LOL, Twinkie rarely does, like once a year. She's a great dog and I put things away, throw trash away, etc. But hey, neither of us are perfect. She got into some bright green pesto and people can't seem to get over it. And I have no drama in my life, so they have to create it for me so they can be entertained. It's sad, really." And also, I don't know, honestly, though, that I think this question is misdirecting people away from, like, what the actual issue is, or, like, Amber's using this question to answer it when it's not really what the problem is, which is something that Amberlynn does a lot. She likes to answer questions that are not really what the true problem is about. People aren't upset about Twinkie getting into something, right? Because, I mean, I said in my own video, like, my dogs have gotten into stuff. I think that is a thing that dogs do. What people are upset about is that her response was like, "I don't know what could have happened here. I don't know what is going on. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know why Twinkie's green," when she, like, clearly did, and then people were then concerned about whether or not she, like, followed up with a vet to figure out if there's going to be any problems or complications that Twinkie might have, depending on the mystery substance that was consumed by Twinkie Star. So a lot of, like, deflection there, like making it about something that it's not really about. But also, let's also be clear, when she's like, people are creating drama because I have no drama in my life. Like, she, again, clearly manufactured this. She could have just told us all of this info from the beginning, because that text message to her mom shows that she knows or knew that it was pesto from the beginning. Another person said, "How do you cope with the amount of gaslighting you receive and over pesto?" And she said, "I try to just address the situation and then move on. I used to go around in circles regarding subjects like these, but when being accused over something you didn't do, it's easier to just say your piece once or twice and ultimately move on." So let's examine what Amberlynn means here by moving on and saying her piece. So she had one initial video about Twinkie getting into pesto. She could have cleared everything up in that one video, but didn't. She had a follow-up video where she responded to concerns about Twinkie getting in to something green. And now she has had how many Instagram stories that I've read to you where she's addressing the pesto again. Like, again, she could just move on, but she keeps talking about it. And I agree with her. I think that in a lot of cases it is best to just, like, nip it in the butt and move on. I'm not convinced that's what she's really doing here. Because also, just one Instagram story probably could have been enough. Oh, and then I was still scrolling through my photos of the screenshots I have on my phone, and I was like, this isn't about Twinkie Star, but here are some bonus Instagram questions that I screenshotted. Which one was, what feature on a woman do you find most attractive? She said, smile, so teeth and lips. And then said, do thighs count? Yeah, why the fuck wouldn't thighs count? What does that mean, do thighs count? It's a feature on a woman. It's a body part that most women have, okay? Like, what? And then she just loves to answer questions about sex with her exes. So somebody said, don't have to say names, but which of your last 3 exes was best to worst in bed? And I don't know how you answer that question without saying names, but but okay. And anyways, Amberlynn'S response was, best was Feline, 10,000%. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm like, thank you so much for stopping it there. So anyways, that's Pestogate. I find it so funny though that like really the bar moved for some people. I think there's probably people who are consistent across the board, but I guess when I say the bar moved, it was just so fascinating because overwhelmingly in the comments of the initial video of my reaction, people really didn't seem to think it was pesto. And then after Amberlynn came out and said it was pesto, then people were like, no, I think it's a marker. I think it's makeup. I think it's this. I think it's that. And I'm just like, to that extent, I do understand why it might feel exhausting for Amberlynn. But I do just want to be clear, like, Amberlynn got herself into this situation because she clearly, from her own Instagram stories, shared that she knew what Twinkie got into when she was filming that video before she uploaded that video to the internet at the very least, because she sent a photo of it to her mom and said, look what I came home to. Anyways, should we get into this reaction? Oh my god, I didn't realize I was going to spend so much time on Pestogate today, but here we are. Anyways, the new video that she posted onto the internet is called My Legs Are Getting Bigger, I Feel Ugly Because of My Disease, and Run Errands With Me, bar vlog. And I don't have anything to say about that title. I think we just have to watch. So let's get to, shall we?
Hey guys,
hi.
Vlog. So I just want to start off by saying thank you guys so much for like the sweet messages about my new piercing.
Oh.
I got the other side of my nose pierced. If you guys didn't watch that vlog,
so
yeah. Now I have 2.
Listen, I will reiterate this again. I love a piercing, a tattoo, whoever, whatever, that makes a person feel more confident about themselves. And I think that, like, that's why I love piercings and tattoos, is that they've made me feel really confident about myself. So I'm loving that she's loving it, you know? You feel me? Just in case that wasn't clear.
Nostrils pierced, which is exactly what I wanted. It looks exactly how I expected it. I love it so much. You guys have been so sweet about it, so thank you. Thank you. Like, it means the world to me because, like, I was super nervous about it for some reason. But anyways, while we're here, I'd like to talk because I have gotten...
I also just want to say, like, because I feel like it's really important for me to note, like, when she is focusing on the positive, and I feel like that, I don't know, lately seems to be an actual change that she's made, and I just want to say that I appreciate that, because there was a moment, specifically this past year, and when she's been living in Kentucky, where, like, especially the beginning of 2023, like, every single video was just, like, so focused on just, like, the negative attention and energy she was getting. And I focused on that a lot, and I said that a lot, like, let's stop focusing on that in every video. And so I just want to say that I appreciate that there's been growth there.
And some messages, because in my last vlog, you guys saw me go to a smoke shop where I got Delta 8, and you guys were like, oh my god, your mom's sober, like, what are you doing? My mom
Yeah. Also, there were some comments about that on my last video too, and she did post on Instagram about this, saying that she would explain it in this vlog, so I guess I should have just let her talk, but I'll let her talk. Let me let her talk. Shut up, Zach!
Mom has never been a smoker type of girly.
Okay.
So it doesn't trigger her or anything. And we actually live in a state where medical is legalized. So she's around it a lot, just like naturally. And it's not a trigger for her. I would never do anything that would trigger her or put her in harm's way because like her sobriety is super important to me. And it's important within herself as well. Like that is like her main priority in life.
Yeah.
And I would never do anything to like sabotage that or put her in like a weird position. And then so it made... You guys ask, like, is your mom the one buying buzzballs? No. I do all that myself. I've never drank in front of my mom. I never, ever would. I'm not that type of girly pop. So I just had to, like, clarify those things because, I don't know, they're making me feel kind of weird and icky. Anyways, I'm actually...
Listen, I think, here's the thing. I am no expert in sobriety, but I do watch a lot of Peter Mon, and... He is famously very passionate about his own sobriety and other people's sobriety. And I think the thing that I've learned from him is that everybody has, like, different capabilities and things that they can do and things like that. And, like, he's been sober for a very long time and he can be around people drinking, but that's not everybody's story. And I think that that's just, like, I don't know, important to remember that we don't actually know a lot about Mama Lynn at all outside of that she is a sober girly. And what her capabilities of being around different substances are and things like that. So I think, like, the concern was probably coming from a good place, but it does make sense to me that, like, just being around Delta 8 is not something that might be triggering or concerning for her. I do think, though, that this provides her talking about the buzzball thing and, like, whether or not her mom buys buzzballs for her, and her talking about how she doesn't drink around her mom, does provide insight into why she's just sitting at home alone drinking so often. It's because seemingly the only person Amberlynn is really spending time with is her mom, and so how are you going to drink with somebody if the one person that you spend your time with you can't drink around? I guess it makes sense then that you'd be drinking buzzballs alone in your closet, I guess. I mean, it still doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but here we are. I think, honestly, you know, my larger concern for Amberlynn with both the buzzballs and the Delta 8 is just that, like, she's using those things to deal with her feelings, which I think in these past videos I've done more than enough talking about, so I won't belabor that point too much more. But I think, honestly, for me, that was the larger concern. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep it moving.
I'm about to go out to do a few things.
Yes, let's run errands.
I could see myself, and I forgot to put on lipstick, so... Thanks for reminding me, you guys.
You're welcome.
The first step is my mom had to go inside of her bank to ask them a question about something.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to stay in the car.
Oh, yeah.
So I actually stayed in the car, and I edited the beginning of this video.
Surprised that you stayed in the car. I wouldn't expect you to get out of the car if it didn't serve you in some kind of way, Amberlynn.
So, yay me. Okay, so next stop, we're currently at the Walmart. I have to get a few things, so let's do that. So we just got back to my apartment to put away my groceries, and I was going to pee, and my mom goes, I need some of this green eyeliner, and I was like...
This is what I was talking about, the old Pestogate. She just had to include this green eyeliner, which has thus led to people thinking that's what is on Old Twinkie store.
Which one?
Eric Wilson.
She said Eric Wilson.
It says Eric Wilson on there.
And I'm like, what is she talking about? I don't know who that is. And I was like, are you sure it isn't NYX? And she was like, no. So I came out here. It's all over her eyes now.
It looks good though, doesn't it?
Yes, it looks great. It says Epic Wear. She thought it said Eric Wilson.
Glasses.
I mean, to be fair, you're not doing a great job at showcasing what it says. You're holding it so far away from the fucking camera. I can't read what it says either. And I have infamously, not infamously, it's not a bad thing. It's also not famous because I don't think you probably know this about me. Fun random fact, I have 20/20 vision. So, I don't have any problems reading things usually, but it's so tiny. I had to get real close to the screen. I think it does say Epic Wear though.
It's NYX, so.
Oh my god, it's bomb.
Yeah, I don't wear it that often.
I'm older, and so I look, you know, anything that makes me look good. Like,
maybe you should gift it to Mama Lynn.
So we are.
Wait. More great, amazing cinematography, Lynn. I'm gonna rewind because she finally does bring the pin closer. The eyeliner pin or whatever it is. I don't know. I don't do makeup. But then you can't actually see the pin and you just are looking at something that's seemingly white.
You know, anything that makes
like, watch.
Yeah. You look great, Mom.
Yes, right here. Cinematography Lynn, thank you so much for keeping this clip in. What are we even looking at? Is that the ceiling?
So, we are at Old Paris Flea Market.
Let's go.
And my mom parked where she likes to park, about a mile away. So my mom likes
She said, Amberlynn, if you're gonna run errands with me, you're gonna get these steps in, baby girl, yes.
Sheets from here. So she's deciding between these 3 colors, because she already has. What colors do you have at home?
I like the lavender.
The light green.
That one?
The gray.
The gray.
Okay.
The dark purple.
Okay.
Turquoise.
And turquoise.
Oh my god, the whole rainbow.
Yeah, or should I just get all 3 because I'm here?
I would just get all 3 at this point.
Yeah.
You know what? This is so Amberlynn coded to have 12 different versions of the same set of sheets and then to be like, should I just get all 3 of these choices that I'm trying to choose between? And then Amberlynn affirming her like, yeah, you Marcus well get all 3. Which also, by the way, since I just said Marcus well, so many people are like, Zach, why are you saying that? And it's so stupid. And I really should stop because, like, obviously none of you are gonna know this, like, stupid inside joke from when I was in college. But when people would say may as well be or may as well, my friends and I just started saying Marcus Welby. Like, and then I made up this, like, picture of this guy named Marcus Welby, but I also just say Marcus Well. It's so cringe. Like, I'm such a quirky girl. I say this in a quirky way. It's giving, that's Amberlynn coded too, so my apologies for that. But anyways, yeah, you Marcus Well get all 3 of them. Why not? Why not? You're here right now. You Marcus Well while you're here.
Brand is Unidos collection.
Wow.
Unidos?
Do you like brown? You want to get brown?
I think that is like a Spanish word. I don't know that I'm pronouncing it right or Amberlynn is pronouncing it right, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I wouldn't get that if it's open. Is there another? There's like a lighter one.
Uh-huh. Why do you want brown? Why do you want brown sheets?
I love that one.
I'm getting that one.
Okay.
Why do you want...
I realized that there's 2 names for it. Sally Collection and then Unidos.
Unidos. I think it's like Unidos? Unidos? I don't know. Spanish-speaking folks sound off in the comments. But I'm pretty sure it's not Unidos. I'm pretty sure that's what it's not, but I love it. I love her fun, quirky way of saying things. She Marcus Well pronounce it however she wants.
Whatever that means, but she likes both.
Well, now look at that one.
Now she's looking at
I like that.
tie-dye because tie-dye is her jam. She's
I love it.
Tie-dye queen.
I love it.
She thought I'd like it.
I'm a tie-dye girly too, and I have a tie-dye sweatshirt and I think a tie-dye shirt available in the merch shop down below if you're interested in. It says gay not stupid on it.
Oh. Sadly, I forgot my sunglasses when we stopped to groceries in my apartment. So the sun is just like chilling in my face. So that's fine.
You bet. Why? Well, I'm sure at that flea market you could have found another pair. You should have just bought another. You Marcus Well, you're there.
Waving at my mom because our next errand is she is paying her phone bill, so she is in doing that right now, and I am editing again. Like, this is perfect
queen.
for me, so I love editing from my phone because moments like this I can just like get caught up and edit.
Yes.
Okay, so
my multitasking queen. Let's fucking go. Also, Kato. Now, that's a name I haven't heard in years. Kato is like where my mom loved to shop. I used to get her gift cards for Christmas to go shop at Kato. I don't know if she still does, but they do have a lot of like plus size fashion. My mom is a plus size girly, or was a plus size girly, and they have a lot of stuff. But I'm wondering if we're going there for Mama Lynn or for Amberlynn, because no offense to the Kato girlies out there, but It's giving matronly. It's giving older. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, next up is we're about to go to this store called Cato or
It's Cato. It's
I don't
Cato.
really know. But I've been here a few times. My mom never has. So let's go into it.
Oh. Okay. I don't know. I guess some of that's not too matronly. Maybe the styles have changed.
I have realized recently I am such a sunglass girly. Like, not so much those pink ones, but almost all of these I was literally obsessed with.
I like those.
I don't know what it is, but I didn't buy a single pair.
Damn. Damn, I like these green ones too. I don't know that they would go with, like, Amberlynn'S style or what she wears a lot, but damn, I like them too.
So I feel like that's gonna haunt me for literally the rest of the night.
I bet you could probably go
the rest of the week.
I bet you.
So I want to know, which one should I go back and get?
No, wait, not Amberlynn being haunted by missed purchases, by missed opportunities to buy something. Girl, you're buying shit all the time, and you know what? I bet they will still be back at the Cato, like you just mentioned. You could probably go back. Not the haunting of shopping missed opportunities, though. I really liked the like clear-ish brown ones. I think that those were cute. Those, if you're watching Amberlynn, I think you should go back and get those.
Give me your vote. You guys, look at the sky. It looks better in person, I will say that, but it's like red.
Okay.
It's just so pretty.
Can you zoom in on it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm zooming in now.
I'm looking respectfully.
Wow. Hello. So I just got home.
Hi.
It was a long day and a long night, but it's honestly been super fun, super great day. So we went and saw Christmas lights. So that was actually really fun. That's the first Christmas type of thing that I've done with my mom since I was literally just a little girl. And me and my mom both really enjoy like Christmas lights and things like that.
Love. Just a throwback again to being like, yeah, I get that you're not with Feline, because if you recall, the reason she's not doing Vlogmas is because it makes her think of Feline, and Christmas, she's not decorating her home because it makes her think of Feline. Oh no. But I just like, look at you, you're building new memories surrounding the holiday with your mom. We're not gonna sit here and watch these Christmas lights though, because if you've seen one Christmas light, you've seen them all, okay? And I don't need to see the like sped up version.
Hey Twinkie.
Hi.
I still have my Lego bag right there because I like the bag so much, and it was the first time I've ever actually been into a Lego store, let alone bought something from the actual physical Lego store. I was like, I don't know what to do with the bag. I'm sure
recycle it.
80% of you were like, throw it away, but I don't want to yet, so.
Okay, dope.
So it's pretty late at night. I actually just came back inside from.
I miss this jacket. I'm so glad it's back. Let's fucking go.
I'm walking Twinkie. I am like half-assed trying to get ready to go to bed. My hair's up, earrings are out, but I still have my jacket on. I don't know, maybe I'm half asleep right now, but I do have something like.
I was gonna say, well, you're trying to go to bed, but you're still in your jacket. You still got a full face of makeup, which I know she's just okay with doing. She's just chill with going to bed with makeup on her face, and she's been doing it forever, so don't try to come for her for it. But I'm like, you do not look like you're about to go to bed. This literally could be any other day for Amberlynn Reed.
On my mind, and I kind of just want to like speak about it. So I recently have been talking about like how I am feeling more confident and I am like loving myself more, and I have more self-love.
Yeah, okay, wait. Okay, now that we're circling back to that, it's kind of wild that she did just get done talking about all the self-love, and obviously this is what she's about to start talking about, but I didn't even put together that the whole last vlog was like, I love myself, I love everything about me, I'm feeling so much more confident about myself, and this video is literally her talking about feeling ugly, like the title says, that she feels ugly and that her legs are getting bigger. What whiplash? Which, like, I'm not saying that one day you can't feel either way. You know, like, some days you feel better about yourself than others. But even in this video, she's already been talking about how confident she feels about herself.
There was a moment today, actually, when I was in Cato, Cato. I don't really know what it's called.
It's Cato.
I was walking towards the mirror and I just like noticed my legs are drastically getting bigger. If you guys don't know, because I know not everyone watches every single one of my videos, I do suffer with lymphedema, but I also have lipedema. And I just noticed today that like they're getting bigger. It's very obvious. I almost want to share the clips so you guys can see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
But it's like, I feel embarrassed. I feel ashamed.
Sure.
It makes me feel like unworthy of love. And it's a really bad headspace to be in. But I know that like on this self-love journey, I'm going to have moments like this. I'm going to have moments where I do feel kind of shitty about myself because I don't like my body. I hate my body more than anything, especially because I have this illness. I have this disease. And it's like I have to continuously remind myself that I am more than this. I am more than my body.
Sure.
I am so much more than my body.
Sure.
And it just makes me really emotional because, like, it's kind of hard to be in that headspace because for a majority of my life, I have been my body. I have always been Fat Amber. That's who I was when I was in school. And I have always been, oh, look at her butt shelf. You could set coffee cup on there. It's like, okay, laugh it off. I'm trying so hard to find my style and find who I am as a almost 33-year-old single woman. Like, I am enjoying the process, but then I have moments like this where I'm like, I have done so much damage to my body that is not repairable. And I know that, like, no matter what, I would still have lipedema. Lipedema is also very common for people who are skinny.
Okay, yeah, so, sorry, I was trying to, I let her talk for a long time, because I did want to hear, like, her whole thoughts, not her whole thoughts, not those kind of whole thoughts, but I did want to hear the whole entire, well, obviously I stopped before she really finished her thoughts on this, but I wanted to listen to a good chunk before I said anything, and I just want to say, like, I appreciate where she's coming from and the concept of, like, again, like I literally just said, like, I think everybody has days where they don't feel as great or they don't feel as confident. Even the most confident people, I imagine, have days where they're like, I don't like something about myself. So I do resonate with all of that, and, like, I do also understand the frustrations of, like, lipedema and lymphedema, just not just from Amberlynn, but, like, I follow other content creators and things like that who have talked about their struggles with it. So I do feel like I get where she's coming from. I'm curious about a couple things, like, when it comes to it, and things that I would like to know more about. Well, I guess one thing I would like to know more about is that she's like, I'm on this self-love journey. I'm on this journey to, like, find out who I am as an almost 33-year-old single woman. And I guess for me, I'm like, what does that mean? What does that look like? We haven't really seen a lot of that process on camera, at the very least, like, especially because a lot of, like, single Lynn in Oklahoma living on her own has a lot of the content's been filled up with things she's bought, going to the casino and or bingo hall, and drinking, which she told us was her not dealing with her problems, right? So I'm like, what parts of those things are helping you allegedly, like, discover yourself and things like that? And maybe that is helping her, or maybe she's doing more that she's just not showing. But I think that would be, I mean, if we're talking about, like, ways that Amberlynn could up her content, that would be, I think, content that was interesting for people. Like, tell me more about what it is you're doing that's helping you discover who you are, that's helping you feel confident. I think the piercing was kind of sort of in that vein, right? It was like prioritizing doing something that was going to make her feel good about herself, right? So I like that. I appreciate that content, but I'm, like, confused about how else this is manifesting. The other thing, and I do bring this up frequently when she brings up lymphedema and lymphedema, is that she is correct that those things will likely never go away, but she has also been given feedback on ways to deal with it, manage it. And so when she's, like, talking about her legs getting bigger and things like that, like, I do get, like, just frustrated just because, like, she has gotten tools to, like, work on those things, right? And I'm not mad at her for being fat. I don't feel any type of way about her being fat. I guess I just get frustrated because I'm like, you had the resource. you were given feedback on, like, tools to deal with that, and, like, you just haven't done it. Which, if you don't know, that was when she briefly, the only time she's ever tried keto, because the doctor that she saw about lymphedema and lymphedema, I always worry I'm going to say those things wrong. That doctor suggested doing, like, a lower carb diet because that helps with those things. I think things like probably lower sodium and stuff like that also helps because of swelling and things like that. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess I just get frustrated whenever she brings that up. Anyways, let's get back to Amber.
It's not because of my weight, but I know that it wouldn't be as bad as what it is if it wasn't for the fact that I've continuously always been morbidly obese, literally my whole life. So even though this, like, video, which I'm probably going to show it, let's be real, has completely, like, ruined. Even
though I'm probably going to show it. Just show it or don't. Just show it or don't, bestie.
I'm not going to let it ruin tomorrow. I'm not going to let it ruin the next day.
Okay.
I'm not going to let it ruin the current journey and path that I am on. It's just right now.
All right.
I feel shitty. Right now, I feel ugly because of my disease. And I don't like feeling that way at all.
Do y'all hear that? The unit across from ours, they've been renovating for, like, a couple months now. And I don't understand what their work schedule is because I'll think I have it down, like, when they're going to be working. And probably they don't have a consistent one, right? Because it's probably, like, a lot of different, like, service, repair, men, contractors, whoever, whatever. But I just was like, what is that banging? What is that?
It's hard to see beauty in something that is so made fun of constantly online. You know, we're supposed to love ourselves, cherish ourselves, and respect ourselves, and find ourselves beautiful inside and out. For my whole life, I've never loved myself. And it's like, now that I finally am, I would literally do anything in this world to go back in time.
I'm just curious. I mean, I would probably have to go on a deep dive to find receipts, but I am curious that she's like, I've never loved myself before this, because I feel like she's told us that she loves herself in the past. Like, that feels like something Amberlynn has probably said before, but I don't off the top of my head have, like, just the receipt ready to go, but it feels like something that she's probably said in the past. You know what I'm saying?
Tell my younger self, love yourself now. Take care of yourself now. Let your health be your number one priority. She
has certainly said something like this before, though. She's certainly tried to talk to her younger self before in a video and say, love yourself now, make your health the priority. Because I'm also just like, I mean, okay, yeah, let's go back in time and tell them that, but, like, I'm also curious what we're doing about that now, because she hasn't really been talking a lot about weight loss or what she's actively doing to better her health, which, like, she's not obligated to, but I'm curious that she's saying all of this about, like, what I would say to my past self, but also there's always time to change, right? Like, I know a lot of people don't have a lot of hope in Amberlynn changing at least the health aspect of her life, but it's never too late. There's always the opportunity.
Whether that's physical health, mental health, just treat your body good. I know the world isn't treating you good. I know that you are sad, and I know that food is your comfort. I just
know that she's said things like this before.
A better outlet. I want to tell my younger self that more than anything.
Tell your current self that, honestly. I mean, I get the sentiment. I do. But I'm also like, are we telling Amberlynn Reed in December of 2023 that?
Do anything to go back in time right now. But obviously it's not possible. And it's like, the only thing I can do is, like, fix my present.
Yes, exactly.
Seeing my legs has put me in a really weird headspace. It's like every day I see my legs. I know they're big, but it's like something about this specific clip just really got to me.
Okay.
Because, you know, when you see yourself every single day, sometimes you don't notice, oh, wow, look at my weight loss. I'm looking good. Or, oh, wow, I've gained some weight. Like, you don't notice things like that until you look at, like, an older photo or a video or whatever it may be. You're just like, oh, wait a minute. Wow, I look so different.
Also, now that she's saying all of that, didn't she just literally in the piercing video, in the video where she got her nose pierced, she was talking about the septum piercing. And in that, she was talking about how her face was so much rounder back when she had a fake septum ring. And she even put in the old photo to emphasize that. Like, that just happened. She's going on right now about, like, looking at old photos and acting like seeing this photo of her legs or this video of her legs right now is making her feel some type of way. But I'm like, you just looked at a photo the other day that made you feel better about your face being round or extra round or whatever.
What I'm going through with my legs right now, and I'm just afraid. I'm scared.
All right, well, let's do something. Let's get to.
It makes me feel embarrassed, and all day today I was trying to shove down the thought of my legs and just enjoy my time out with my mom, but it was definitely something that was heavily on my mind. Now I just feel like I'm rambling. I just feel like I really wanted to get
you are a little bit rambling.
Off my chest and off my heart, and the journey of self-love and the journey of me trying to be a more confident person.
The journey.
You know, it's not going to be just this beautiful...
I think sometimes when people talk about being on a journey, I'm sorry, but sometimes it just sounds so corny. And honestly, there's a lot of people who are genuinely on, like, some type of journey. I guess coming from Amberlynn, I'm like, you've been on so many journeys, girl. You've been on so many journeys. You've traveled the world with all the journeys you've been on.
The incline. It's gonna be very much like this. I know it is. I already feel it. And a part of just like my new life, I really want to start being more vulnerable with you guys. I feel like that's very, very important to me.
We've been down that road before. We've certainly been down. I'll believe it when I see it, because she honestly hasn't been vulnerable at all. And the last time that she attempted to be vulnerable, she just got upset because people didn't respond in the way that she wanted them to. And then she was like, I shared too much. I'm going to go back to just not sharing anything. So we'll see. We'll see.
Normally this is something I wouldn't share. I wouldn't vocalize out loud. But I don't know, like something was telling me to do it and to document this moment.
Sure.
That you can feel confident and you can love yourself and be on that journey, but still find things about you that you really, truly dislike.
Well, I appreciate you sharing with us today, Amberlynn. I appreciate, at the very least, you were saying there's something going on and maybe someday I'll talk about it.
I don't love myself, but in this moment, I just have a lot of like regret, a lot of what ifs, and it just makes me want to like improve more.
Yeah, well, let's do that.
I want to be more than my body and more than my legs, and I just feel like
let's improve then.
Let's
go.
Gonna be the case. I'm gonna end this video with the clip that I'm talking about. I already know a lot of people are going to judge me. They're gonna ignore everything I said.
What I'm gonna say is that I ain't never been anybody to comment on Amberlynn's looks in a negative way. So that's not something I'm gonna do here. If anything, when I do comment on her looks, it's like to affirm her that her hair looks great or that I like her makeup or things like that, right? So like, I will not be having anything negative to say, surely.
And instead of watching this clip, understanding why I'm showing it, they're still only gonna see me for my body and not the story that I'm actually trying to convey. I would do anything for people to see my heart instead.
I will say it's interesting because, like, I mean, I know that this is something in her own head, but, like, this to me is giving, like, I'm not trying to gaslight her in this, right? Like, I think it's very clear she's got some stuff happening in her own head about what's going on in that clip. But what I am saying is, like, it's clear that it's, like, in her head, because it is, like, I think for most of us, like, I don't know that I saw anything there that I didn't expect to see, you know? You feel me? Like, not in a mean way at all. I'm just saying, like, I hope, I guess, if anything else, that, like, all of those words, I think, are the self-awareness piece that Amberlynn is fairly good at conveying and doing. Like, Amberlynn can be self-aware about herself all the time. It's just, like, she forgets it quickly and does nothing with it. and that's the part that I'm like, well, I hope you do something with that, girly pop. I hope you do. I hope you go somewhere with that. I hope we get back in therapy to work on that mental health. I hope we decide on some kind of, like, reasonable, sustainable health journey. If you want to call it a journey, let's call it a journey, I guess. You know, I hope the best for her, as I always do. I hope that's not news to anybody in the comments, but if it is, I always hope the best for Amberlynn and most people that I comment on or react to here. So anyways, I don't know. We covered a lot today, besties. We covered Pestogate. We covered whatever this video was. So let me know your thoughts down below. And if you're brand new, make sure to subscribe. Hit the bell button so you get a notification every single time I post a new video. Make sure to leave me a comment, hit like, click share, and follow me on all my social media. I love you all so much, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!